Hello, this is Lisa Shea, and I'm going to discuss what's in a traditional Chinese-Japanese calligraphy kit. I've had this kit here for quite a while, and I love using it with origami, so it's a perfect kind of combination to do when you're doing origami to also do calligraphy with it. You can see that it's got a fabric coating on the outside of the box, and it's held together in the front by the two different small inserts that go into the loops of fabric. So let's open this up and see what's inside it. So you just slide these two little bits of, traditionally they were bone, but they could be plastic in your kit depending on what you get, and lift it up. So there are two layers to the kit, and this here is the top layer. Move that a little closer for you. So the things at the very top, most of us will recognize. These are the brushes. These are the objects that you actually use to paint your calligraphy with. Some kits have one brush, some have two brushes, some have 3 or 4, and they have different kinds of ends for different types of thicknesses to make thicker lines or thinner lines or smaller lines, and they've got the loops on the top to hang from if you've got a hanger for your brush kit. So your brushes could look different. This is a chop. Traditionally, chops come unmarked. There's not going to be any symbol at all on the chop. So you're going to want to carve your chop or get someone to carve it for you. It's very easy to do it with a screwdriver or a chisel or a Dremel tool or all sorts of different things, and I'll have a separate video on carving your chop. This is the ink that you put your chop into to make it. It's just like an ink pad. Red is the color that's traditionally used, and there's a lid on it, and you would peel that plastic off to use it. The plastic's just there to keep it from drying out. So what you do is you stick the chop in there once it's carved, of course, and stick it on your paper, and that's how you make a symbol. So those are the two pieces that have to do with the chop and the ink pad. This is a brush rest. This is what you would rest your brushes on so that they don't get the paper or table that you're working with all dirty, and it keeps the edges of the brushes clean and unmarked. So here, I'll put these up here so you can see them a little better. So a lot of these are standard painting tools. This is a little cup for your water, so that you have a cup and a little spoon. It's able to get the water out of there, and that's for mixing into the ink. You can buy ink wet, or you can buy it in its traditional form. This is traditional ink. This is soot that has been bound and pressed into, sort of like the watercolor pads when you buy watercolors and they're little squares or circles and they're dry. That's just what this is. So it's just dried ink squished into a shape, and then you add water to it to make it into usable ink. So let me now put these to the side, and I'll take out the top lid, and you'll be able to see what the rest of the kit is like. Alright, so these have to do with the ink and with the paper. So this here is the ink stone. So it's got the shallower top edge where you mix the ink, and then the deeper lower well area, which is where you have the water sitting. And you grind the ink in that top area, and there's water in the lower area, and this then creates a reservoir of ink for you to work with when you're doing your painting. And I'll show all of this in later videos. But see, you've got the ink, you put some water in there, you grind the ink around, the water and the ink mix together and make an actual liquid ink for you, and then that's what you use to paint with. And this here is a stone paperweight, so this helps keep the paper flat. When you're trying to paint on things, as you probably know if you've done any painting, paper tends to move, and this just helps keep the paper in place so that you can concentrate wholly on the painting, writing aspect of what you're doing and not about the paper sliding around. So that's the paperweight and the ink stone. And then the top area, we've got the brush rest, we've got the chop for making a symbol, we've got the ink in its dry form, the water, chop ink, which you use to, the stamp pad in essence, to make the chop symbol, and then whatever brushes you've got. Pretty much any kit that you get will have most of these components with it to let you do your calligraphy. So if you get a calligraphy kit, that's what all the different pieces are used for. I'll be posting more videos to help you learn more about calligraphy. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Please subscribe, and have a great day.